This video is for you if you are looking for to loosen up your watercolors and get into more free impressionistic way. We can't learn it overnight. Let us do a practice which I think can help as it worked for me. There could be many other ways of practicing this. My approach for this practice is to pick up a recently painted artwork, observe it closely so that we can loosely remember the overall image. Subsequently, we can pick up a fresh piece of paper and draw it and paint it while recollecting it from our memory, what we have observed. I will explain the entire process in the demonstration. Let us take this particular recent tutorial work as a reference, and once you are ready, please pause it and try to observe all the elements of this particular image, and once you are ready to paint, please continue. Hope you have a vague recollection of what we have memorized, and let us try to draw it very loosely, very quickly and loosely. I'm using a continuous line approach because I just don't want to pause and stop and try to recollect it. So I'm trying to quickly recollect and draw it. Okay, so I'm trying to recollect the shapes and the cars. I know some of the positions have changed, some of the shapes of the buildings are changed, but I'm happy with that. I don't mind it. Okay, so this is kind of a loose version of the reference that we had. There could be variations. Okay, so I'm just trying to recollect all the elements and try to, instantaneously draw it without thinking, worrying about the positions and shapes. Okay, so once this is done, let us start the painting. And I know somewhere here it was red color, so I'm trying to recollect the colors also. And there is some kind of a shadow color underneath, and I'm tr- I'm trying to loosely recollect and just believe on uh, myself, and I'm freeing up myself basically, and not worrying too much about the results, and while thinking the sort of colors that I have in my memory, I'm trying to immediately apply it. There is no much of gap between the thinking process and decision making process. Okay, of course you need to mix the colors and all those things are there, so you have to mix the colors, that is fine. But other delay between the thinking process and the execution process, I'm trying to minimize it so that I am trying to be as instantaneous as possible. Okay, so I knew that this is a warm color. This was a warm color building on the left side, and I'm okay to make changes. So I mean, I now remember that the building was little taller, but that is okay because my drawing, the drawing that I did is not as tall, but I'm happy. I'm okay to stay with the drawing. Okay, so but being loose, not being very precise, not being very much accurate is the kind of idea. I'm not very clear about what was the side plane looking like at this point. So I'm just suggesting some side plane for the building, and I know that the background was little grayish kind of a color. I remember that, but some of the things I don't remember. But I'm just trying to, I mean, do whatever I remember, and rest of the decisions I'm making on the fly. Okay, so there was a kind of a gray color building, so which I am making it now, and I'm I'm sort of making everything merging together, because the way, the more you merge the things, the less decisions you have to take. That is my one of the approach. Merge all the background elements together so that it looks loose, it doesn't look very detailed. Okay, so there was some tree on the right side, so overall it is a connected shape of various colors, and I think I'm pretty much happy with the overall colors and the combination of background shapes, and some foreground. Okay, and I didn't mention it. This is a cartridge paper, the kind of paper that you find it in normal drawing books, because it is a watercolor sketch kind of an approach. And I didn't use an expensive watercolor paper for this. This is a practice. Okay, So you can use cartridge paper for this, and if you want you can use watercolor paper also. So I remember the we saw the backside of the car, and there was a strong vertical plane, dark vertical plane. And I know the cars that we had in the reference, the arrangement of cars were different, but I'm perfectly okay with that. I in fact like this kind of an arrangement, because one car is nearby to us and one car is little far away. And let us do the figures. Don't worry about the colors. You pick the colors that you like, and paint it. Okay. I just picked up some kind of a violet or mauve kind of a color, and the overall kind of the way the colors are merging, the overall feel of it, I like it. I like it because it looks more loose, and it looks more kind of transparent, and little bit kind of, there is a kind of magic here. And it is quick, it didn't take too much of time. Okay, because the drawing was loose, the drawing didn't take time. The initial washes was loose, and that didn't take much time, because we were thinking, and at the same time we were trying to execute also. Okay, and this some of the detail work can take little time, because now we are depending upon the loose drawing that we have already made. We are not now depending upon our memory, because whatever was to be transferred from the memory is already transferred by way of the loose drawing, the quick drawing. Now, whatever we are doing is kind of adding some accents on top of whatever is already made. So we can take some time for those details here. I'm not worried about what was the architectural details in the reference image, because now the architectural details should match with the this shape. The shape in the reference and the shape here is slightly different. So whatever details I'm adding to depends upon the shape here. Dynamic decision. Don't worry too much. Don't think too much. Whatever you think is right, immediately execute it. If it didn't work, no problem. That is how we learn it. Okay. Right. Now I think the red color that we have applied, it went too wide. It doesn't really look that good. Maybe we need to soften some part of the red color on the right side. So I will think of how to do that. But now I'm doing some of this tiny bit of details on the tail lamp. As of now, I really like it. I really like it much better than the reference image, because we can see the sense of urgency. We can see the magic of looseness in this particular work more than that was in the reference. That happened because of our faster approach and impulsive approach. That is what we are practicing. That is what we are trying to learn here. Okay. See, if you can achieve up to this much, I think our most of the objective of this particular exercise is already done. This is some of the kind of beautification part. As I told, the red color on the right side I didn't like. I just wanted to merge that red color into some shadow areas on the background building. So I'm kind of defining an extra element of shadows on the background building, which was not there in the reference. So this, whether this works or not, that is something that we have to see once it is finished. But I think this is okay. It is, there is a kind of loose merging of some of the background and the foreground, which is quite interesting to me. Okay. Since there is a dark color there, I wanted to add little bit dark in the foreground also, so that overall the shadows are playing good role in the image. Now I really like it. The shadows are stronger. The background shadows are more visible, more clear, and there is a good amount of merging of background and foreground. And I overall I like it. Just changing some of the colors for the figures and making using some contrast color here and there, so that using some contrasting colors here and there to create some visual interest, and also to get some kind of a color harmony. uh, I think this looks good. Okay, we didn't take too much of time. We hardly took 10 minutes, maybe much less, maybe little bit less than 10 minutes, and we got a loose representation of our streetscapes uh, as of the reference that we have taken. And I really, I in fact like this much more than the reference that I have used. So I think this video was informative. So please do practice. Okay, so when you're practicing, the core thing that I wanted to emphasize is, don't try to strain yourself while memorizing or while recollecting. Be loose. You have to loosen up your mind, you have to loosen up your thought process, you have to loosen up your body, you have to loosen up your hand, you have to loosen up the way you hold the brush. Everything as a whole, you have to loosen up. Then only you will get a loose outcome, loose result. You cannot be stiff in your mind. You cannot be very conscious and then get a loose result. Everything has to go in sync. I mean, everything has to be a little loosened up. So I hope this video was informative to you, and you could find something to learn from this. Practice a lot. You don't have to necessarily use a previous artwork for this. You can take a photograph reference, or you can take a video snapshot, some kind of a reference to look into and observe. Okay, so you can take any references. I used the previous artwork because I thought that will be easy for me to demonstrate. Okay. I hope this video was informative. You could learn something from it. As I mentioned, please do practice. That is the key. And while practicing, please loosen up yourself. Okay. Don't be very conscious about the outcome, final result. So thank you very much for watching this video. And if you like it, if you find some value in it, please do share it to your artist friends and artist groups, so that others can also take benefit of this course, this videos. So let me know your comments, your suggestions, and I'll be going through your comments and responding to you as early as possible. So once again, thank you very much for watching this video, and we will soon see you with another interesting topic. So happy painting until then. Bye bye.